My ping.
My ping is low. We're practically in a LAN tournament right now. But the tournament, there's no competition here. It's all about love. It's all about love and K-pop.
Just to be clear, there's no competing here.
We've yet to do something where we actually compete.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would do. Well, because the thing is, the three of us do a lot of K-pop quizzes together in our free time for fun, just when we're hanging out. And there's no competitive aspect because you would clear both of us easily.
Yes. Not to be like that, but yeah.
It's just blatantly true. Like, sometimes if it's one of the ones that's like MV screenshots or outfits, I might be able to beat you, but it's still like a maybe. It's not a for sure. Yeah.
But if like the essential like task is to listen to as many K-pop songs as possible and remember only the random ones, I've got it.
Even just guessing idols, like most things, you just have some kind of wild memory for K-pop.
Listen, I've been in this game since I was a teen, and I'm very far from my teens now.
I've been running drugs from my nana since I was 9. And I know the epic highs and lows of K-pop.
Welcome back to Chaos. It's November. We listen to music and we're going to talk about it, specifically K-pop. That's where the K in chaos comes from. Lotus, hello.
Hello. You were right. You came up with so much energy. A professional MC.
And then I listened back to it and I sound as fucking monotone as always.
No. This one was energetic. Maybe I'm grading you on a curve, but I couldn't figure that out unless I dig deep. Now I feel
Don't
like
worry about it. It's not necessary. Let's start off the month on November 1st. You're in my house today, right now.
It's true.
Because WayV came back with On My Youth, which I thought may have been a mini album, but it could be a full. I don't know with WayV. Either way.
It's a full. It's 10 songs.
Okay. Full album from WayV, finally. Although, they did release Phantom earlier this year. I don't know.
But that felt delayed by at least 9 months.
Because it was delayed.
Because it was delayed by at least 9 months.
Every WayV comeback just feels like it's like we've been fighting for it, even if it happens, 6-7 months apart. But Lotus, you didn't fully listen. You didn't listen. You listened to the song a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, I'd heard the title earlier this month because it came out on the 1st, and so then I forgot about it, especially because we're recording a little bit late. And I haven't listened to the full album. I wanted to hear all of your thoughts about the title, about the album, how's the packaging, etc.
Okay. Well, we can start with the physical album because that'll be the quickest. I usually really like WayV albums physically because they're gorgeous. I don't know why WayV albums tend to be so different, in my opinion, from the rest of NCT, but they are. However,
they have like a really classy look to them.
They often have red and gold in there, which kind of makes sense. This time, however, they went straight SM with this album. I don't care for it. So that's done. That conversation is over.
That's the review.
Now, on to the single, On My Youth. I get how this could be a hard song for some people. Because WayV has very clear singers and they have very clear not singers. And you gotta put everybody in the song. That's what K-pop is. Everybody gets a part. The song goes from beautiful singing to a slightly aggressive, noisy chorus. And like On My Youth's original language, it's jarring.
Yeah, it is. Especially because even in the original language, there are significant portions in English. Like not like English and Chinese mixed together, just straight up English.
The whole chorus is English, I'm pretty sure, in the original.
But even some raps, which is what I found slightly more jarring, because I'm used to choruses being completely in English, honestly.
Okay, yeah. I think, like, the mix of English is pretty on par for a WayV song.
I guess that's fair.
But that being said, I honestly don't enjoy the original On My Youth that much. However, I think the English version is sublime.
Oh,
There are
interesting.
I think Love Talk is the only other WayV song that I prefer in English. Actually. And now On My Youth has joined that. Because like in English, it's the perfect like stupid little fuckboy, damn, I miss that girl, but like, hey, I was young, but like
It's
I miss
very
you.
R&B dancing, singing, crying in the rain, which WayV does
Uh-huh.
very well.
Yes, and like if you ever with it happens with NCT all around, but with WayV specifically, when you look at the lyrics of the songs and then you look at the lyrics of the English version, they're often very different.
Hmm.
I feel like WayV's songs tend to be like a little poetic, a little more romantic than you'd expect.
Yeah, they're more
Um,
sensual.
yeah, and then the English version sounds like it was written by I don't know, a fucking Drake ghostwriter or something.
Right.
And so when you have that shitty little blame it on my youth, you can blame it on that chorus, having the song in English with like fuckboy lyrics, I think it works better.
I hear it's less jarring, right?
It's less jarring. So yeah, I do like the English version a whole lot.
Okay,
Um,
I hear you.
I was watching like relay dances with Azalea the other night, and WayV's On My Youth came up, sang that entire song, top to bottom, and at the end I just go, yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that song.
You're like this so often, and so often is it with SM artists and their fucking noisy ass music. Because you don't Stockholm syndrome yourself. You listen to the songs even less than you listen to songs that you know that you like, but you somehow don't seem to recognize that you like them.
It's like, no, yeah, this is pretty good. But that's it. That's the sample. That's my verdict. Regardless of language, Xiaojun kills it.
Yes, this is a Xiaojun Stan podcast, 100%.
Oh,
That's my
his
man.
his last verse and like into the final chorus is so fucking good and dramatic.
Mm-hmm. He knows how to
Woof.
act with a voice, and his voice is
Uh-huh.
good to begin with.
It's good to begin with, and he's dramatic. If you are an amazing singer, please be dramatic.
Please do.
Do not be subtle. And then the B-sides are good. I think I have maybe all of them on my playlist.
Wow.
Except for a
I need to listen to
couple.
the album.
Yeah, WayV does this like crazy thing where you get one album with multiple songs and they play with genre. They make
Yeah.
songs that are distinct from one another. This is shade that'll come up later, but it's also props to WayV.
I'm so curious where we're going. Okay.
WayV makes songs and they all sound different and they all sound good. There's a little bit of something for everybody. You got Pop and Love, which I guess you could say is the poppy love, but for studs. If there's any studs who feel like, Stacy isn't for you, give WayV's Poppin' Love a try.
Okay.
That's my
But
recommendation.
but at the same time, if you're a stud and you think that Stacy isn't for you, get out of this podcast.
Get the fuck out of here.
With all due respect, as fellow lesbians, you got to get out of here.
Go listen to WayV, but we don't want you here.
You could go anywhere, but you can't stay here.
If you're missing a Monster X, give Rodeo a try. The music, the beat on Rodeo for WayV sounds very similar to Monster X's Rodeo.
Ah, okay. I don't know if there's like something wrong with my brain lately, but there's been so many K-pop songs where I just hear another song in it. Even, it's pop music, so that always happens to an extent. But I swear, within like the last month, every time I hear a song, I go, oh, it sounds like that song. Oh, it sounds like that song.
I don't think there's something wrong with your brain. I think you're just very talented at hearing samples and similar production.
You're
which is
so
very
kind.
good. It's true. We'll be listening to something, you'd be like, oh, it sounds like this. And it's not like a vague comparison, which is what I do. It's literally usually the same exact sample.
Well, I'll never let anyone forget that Juice by Shiny sounds like the Super Smash Bros. Melee Corneria theme. That one is the most spot on I've ever been in my life. But some of these other ones, I don't know. I still can't remember. I still can't think of what Broken Melodies by NCT sounds like. I've been trying this whole time, and I can't think of it.
Ooh, all right. That's the homework.
I know. One day, I just in the middle of a podcast, it's going to come to me, and I'm just going to start yelling.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I'll wait. But that's WayV. You guys know. I'm an NCT stan. And despite how often we talk about 127, WayV is my absolute favorite group of the NCT subunits. They just
Maybe
don't.
we'd talk about them more if they
They just
if they had
don't.
not been gone for 2 years almost.
They just don't, period.
Yeah.
But would you like to move on to the soloist who has been debuting for approximately 6 months?
I would love to. I mean, to be fair, not exactly different from his compatriots in that sense.
So Jungkook finally put out the full album. Or I guess he only released 2 songs from it previously, actually. But
debut album.
Yeah, debut album Golden. And Standing Next to You is the single on it, I do believe. Do you have thoughts to start us with?
Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of ways it's what I expected, which is that I think Golden is the most commercial, the most poppy.
Yes.
The best vocal performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, probably my favorite. I would say the most like successful of all of the, quote unquote, like post BTS, pre-military, last minute entries for their music. Yeah, I like it a lot. There's nothing particularly like special about it, but I think it's mostly pretty entertaining. Oh, and the other thing that was also expected is that it has the most features. Not just rappers, but also a few different DJs. DJ Snake is on this. Major Lazer is on this. So, really going for... I didn't want to say going for the gold because then a pun was going to happen, but I can't think of what the other phrase is.
No, do it.
Going for the gold, baby!
Yeah, and I mean, you predicted it when either we talked about 7 or 3D. I do think you mentioned how you figured, or you assumed or thought or something that his full album would have a lot of features on it. It's just good for quote unquote Western success.
Yeah, for sure. It's just one of those things where, like, what I really respect about it is that I appreciate, out of the BTS members, I appreciate that like RM, Suga, J-Hope and V are all very like, they do their own specific thing. Like V's album is kind of weird for a pop release. J-Hope's album is kind of weird for a rap release. Suga, I mean, I guess Suga's isn't weird for a rap release, but that's what he wants to do, and that he does. I really appreciate Jungkook just saying, I am a pop star, and I'm going to release pop music, and I'm not going to make a single song above 4 minutes. And in fact, most of them are going to be around the 2:30 mark, and I love that. That's pop music.
Yeah. That's pop music. And I mean this as a full compliment. This is the perfect album, and Standing Next to You specifically is the perfect song for the radio, which is what pop music is. It's good radio music.
He made a good radio album. Also, it looks great on the cover, I gotta admit.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm a little up and down on the style. We have gently made fun of his tattoos before because he was an idol who wasn't allowed to do anything for a long time. And the second he got some freedom, he had way too much money and way too much pent up energy. And he got some pretty ugly tattoos.
I at least appreciate that, like, as he gets more money, he fixes them up. I think almost all cool. Almost all of his sleeve has been redone or changed in some way.
Isn't that wild that like, the human body can do that? Not to get too off topic.
Not to get too off topic, but like, that's mild trauma to the epidermis.
Oh, yeah.
But the body can do it.
The body can just do it.
So, yeah. Literally everything you said are basically just, those are my points that I wrote down. But, you know, worded a little nicely. As opposed to my rambling. Oh, one thing. In the video for Standing Next to You, I love but hate that. I think this is different than what you are expecting. I love but hate that he is in a very nice heeled shoe, presumably boot, and then I see shitty Air Force Ones on his dancers.
Yeah, his dancers all wearing identical, brand new, fresh out of the box black Air Force Ones.
I hate it.
Looking like crooks.
I hate it, but like I love it. Make yourself stand out. You're the soloist, but I hate it because those dancers look so bad in the background.
I know. The thing is too is the outfits that they're wearing. They're wearing a sort of like loose suit that's meant to be for dancing. It's meant to be a little bit modern. The jacket is cropped, and then they're wearing very, very deep U tank tops beneath it to show off a little bit of chest. Which is like a fine looking outfit. Again, I wish it was an Air Force One. I wish it was like a boot, like just put them on in combat boots. I don't know why we didn't do that. Jungkook was a combat boot. But the thing that's like kind of weird for this is that a lot of the background dancers are drastically different sizes and body types, which like it is totally fine. Like, I don't care, right? But the reason it's weird is because that kind of outfit with a deep U tank top and a crop jacket very strongly accentuates the differences in the body types. And so it just makes the performance look really lopsided sometimes.
It does.
Especially because there's a sort of a V formation with Jungkook at the front center. And the two dancers immediately behind him, like flanking him, one is very large and one is very small.
Yes.
And they do great in the performance. It's just, maybe it should not have been accentuated. Maybe the costume design team should have thought a little harder, maybe.
Yeah, the dancers look a little disjointed with each other and also just with him. It, you know, yes.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, he's in his little Michael Jackson bag. Just like every K-pop idol secretly wants to be Michael Jackson. And you know what, Jungkook? He's kind of living the life.
He's doing it good. He's doing it well. We're not talking about ENHYPEN, but like they're also feeling deeply. a little Jackson, a little Michael,
a little Jackson, a little Michael,
and it made me want to hit them for a second.
Oh,
I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight ENHYPEN in that Sweet Venom music video.
Yeah, the socks were a choice for me.
The socks were too much.
It was really just, well, it wasn't the socks. It was also all of them wearing the same pants, which I didn't love.
For me, it's like, okay, fine, same pants. I hate it. Why a thick sock that makes the ankle look as wide as the cropped pant?
Wider, even. For honestly, I looked pretty closely because, again, I was not a fan of the silhouette or the outfits. And that sock is so chunky, and their skinny pants, as well as their like little loafers, are so slim. I legitimately thought that they were leg warmers for a while, and I was like, why are they wearing like these teeny short leg warmers? And why for this? And why are there paillettes on the leg warmers? But no, they're just socks.
They're just really thick, glittery socks.
Yeah, and like I get that they're doing the 80s thing, but I think we can take it to the modern day.
We sure can. But that's it. No, not too much on ENHYPEN. They're not in this episode.
Yeah, we didn't even plan to talk about ENHYPEN at all. No. It just naturally came up.
ZEROBASEONE had another comeback. In case you don't know, that's ZEROBASEONE from Boyz Planet.
Mm-hmm.
They put out Crush.
Mm-hmm.
I think before we talk about the song, can I discuss ZEROBASEONE like as a project group?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I I like didn't quite have the words for this during their debut, but there was like, despite how much I really like In Bloom, there's something off about it.
It was the pants.
It's a lot of things. It's not just the Wrangler jeans.
If they were Wranglers, they might have looked nicer. I don't know what
But
those
like,
were.
so obviously, well, not obviously, but Zero Base One is under Wake One Entertainment right now, but not every member of Zero Base One was under Wake One or trained under Wake One.
Right.
And maybe like I'm reading too much into this, but I do think there is something important about who you train with, both in terms of the people and the company, because I would hope at least that there is some level of familiarity where we go, oh, this person is good at this. I know their voice. I know what they like. I know how they perform, where they're best suited in a performance. I have to assume that that is something that comes up when you're training under a company or a company is training a bunch of idols, right?
Especially because they're usually there for years.
Right. And so the slight weirdness that I felt with In Bloom and also with Crush, I think comes just from the general fact that Wake One doesn't know the full group and doesn't know how to use the members, because you have Zero Base One has a lot of talented people, but not a lot of like all-rounders, quote unquote. So, like you have people who are great singers, but like they can't dance. You have people who don't rap, but they dance, but they can't sing. And it's just like a weird mix of talent because Zero Base One was fan voted, so naturally.
Right, yeah.
And In Bloom, it was there. With Crush, it's really there for me. I think this song is such a weird mix of I could love it, but I think I hate it. And a lot of it has to do with just why is that person there?
Right. Why is this person doing this?
Why is this person doing this and why isn't this other person doing more, basically?
Yeah, it's kind of strange and kind of confusing as someone who, I don't watch survival shows. And so oftentimes, and usually I don't follow survival groups closely. It's just not what I do. So even if I like their music, I kind of don't know who is who most of the time. And I will say, but I do have a basic level of facial recognition and vocal recognition. So it is really confusing to go from song to song with Zero Base One. And I was like, wait, I thought that this person was like the rapper.
Yeah. And like, I think it's fun to have a group where like there's no set positions. Everybody can do whatever they want. Because, you can sing, but you can also rap. Like you can also be a main dancer because everybody is so talented. But like that's just not the case. And that's fine.
Yeah, there's a reason that, there's a reason there's such a consistency with groups having positions. Like there's very, very few groups who officially do not have positions. Or even, mainstay groups, we talk about 17 all the time. They've let Jongwon rap a couple of times. Jongwon is first and foremost a visual, and he's also a pretty good singer. But he doesn't have a powerful voice. So they fit him in his niche of like soft killing parts and looking beautiful. And then anytime he does a little rap, it's like a treat. And I think having treats is fun. But I think having true positional agnosticism is not a good idea.
No. Because, like, it just makes shit weird. Like, I can't... I'm sure, like, if I re-listen to the song, I can pinpoint exactly what it is. But, like, you'd also have to know the member, so it's just not worth it. Yeah. But Crush is okay. Like I said, I think I could love it. I could love it, but I think I may ultimately hate it.
I think I like it. On first listen, I wasn't as sure. But I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with the members, really. I love the instrumental. And especially for me, it's really the chorus that's tough. I like both main verses, bridge, like everything except for the chorus I really like, especially the opening, 3 seconds or whatever of Crush. Beautiful, amazing, cut, print, love it. And then, for me also, like, it's not just the chorus in general. The chorus is a little disparate just in general. but it specifically is the chorus. Those weird drums are what kind of kill it for me, but they only kill the chorus. They don't kill the whole song.
Yeah, I agree. And like, this is a relatively short song. I think it almost hits 3 minutes.
Yeah, not quite 3.
And like my very first thought when I heard it, first playthrough, I was just, why does the chorus happen so soon?
Yeah, that first chorus hits really quickly.
I think like 30 seconds into the song, we're in the chorus.
I know. I remember first listen being confused because I was like, did a verse even happen? Like technically legally, but it felt like it was just a bridge and then we were straight into the chorus.
Yeah. It's strange. But overall though, the album I do like.
Yes, I do too.
I like the B-sides on this a lot, whereas I didn't like In Bloom's B-sides, I really like Melting Point, this mini album's B-sides.
It's a very strong EP, especially we haven't spoken yet about the secondary title track, which again, like, okay, In Bloom, energetic Eyes One-esque baby music. Crush is a little, it's not quite sexy, but it's like a more cool kind of bad boy concept.
Yes.
And then you get the other title track, which I guess is actually technically the real title track because it shares the same name, Melting Point, which is a baby Christmas song.
I love it.
I love it too. I love that song. But it's so weird that this is the sandwich that was chosen.
Yes. It's strange, but I'll go with it. I also like Take My Hand.
Yes, the instrumental on that puts like ASMR tinglies in my brain. Something about it like really gets into your ears, into your brainstem.
Yeah. And like what I said about members being weird in the songs, I think the B-sides shockingly do a better job with incorporating the non-singers into singing roles.
I mean, that's what B-sides are good for, ain't it?
Yeah. Listening to so much fucking K-pop this year, I've really realized that listening to full albums is truly worth it.
It is, but you also begin to learn that some groups are not as good at making B-sides, or I guess something that we've talked about before. It feels like a lot of groups are very strategic in the sense that they put 90% of their energy and production value into the title track, which yes, makes sense. But then it means that for B-sides, you have 4 or 5 of the most bland generic songs that you've ever heard in your life. And like, they're not bad, but they're not anything. Like I would never listen to them again, not because they're not interesting, but because I have other stuff to listen to and I don't want to.
Yes. Yeah.
Not the case for Melting Point.
Not the case for Melting Point. I was very surprised with this album.
I know, pleasantly surprised. Melting Point, the title, not the album as well, was like, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is cute. I'm having fun. Second time, I was like, you know what? This is some good baby music. Third time, what happened to me? Right out the gate.
I love it. The music video is so strange for it.
It's like a fairy tale thing, vaguely, but they're all wearing mukluks for some reason.
It's a little chilly sometimes.
It's a little chilly. I like it a lot, though. I think they look great as well, which, again, we made fun of them in Bloom, in both outfits. In Crush, they look better, but it's still like, especially with the leather, something's like a little bit off with the styling. Melting Point feels like it has the exact same budget, but I think because Christmas outfits always look kind of twee and strange, they like fit the niche perfectly. Where even if something's slightly off, you're like, yeah.
Another big difference, blue and white those are Zero Base One's colors, and it seems as though the styling team is really honing in on that fact. They did it so much better when they're not in their like winter outfits. Yeah, we have multiple shades of blue, not just a blue denim jean and a white shirt.
Yeah, and I do like they give them a little like a little gradient, like a blue, pink, purple kind of gradient. Well, there's one member who kind of stands out who's wearing like a very, very bright magenta hoodie. Well, here's the thing. It's not magenta. It's red with white words on it, so it looks like it's pink, but it's not.
Yeah, yeah,
And the
yeah.
closer you get, the more it looks like it's just bright red. So it's like kind of weird looking. I wish it was a different color, but I see what they were going for. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry to
I
that man.
see it. Sorry to that child, but
Yeah, sorry to that child. You're right, especially because they're because they're a survival group. Sorry to that
they're
child.
they're a survival group. So like you have somebody who's like pushing it at the end of the line, which is like 23 for K-pop, probably, and then you have a fresh-faced 16-year-old.
I know, it's so funny.
But let's move on to aespa. I have thoughts on aespa.
You have thoughts on aespa? Let me hear them. We're
I
talking
do.
about drama.
Drama. To start, I think aespa is finally at the level they probably should have debuted at.
Yeah, this is another thing that we've talked about before. It is no shade to aespa or the girls. It's 1,000,000% shade on SM. Because
Yes.
I sincerely believe that SM saw League of Legends KDA and saw how popular like VTubers were getting, and they said, "Oh fuck, we have these idols, but like they don't actually have a digital element. It's just their concept. Debut them now. Debut them now." And they were like a year and a half too early, and they just didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I feel so bad for them and the amount of shit that they got.
Yeah, especially God, Giselle got it so fucking bad.
Girl, zero media training.
Zero media training, fresh and ready to go. And I think trained for less than a year. So in every way,
Less than a year.
less than a year, in every way, I don't think it was her time. But that's okay. It's been like 3 years since aespa debuted.
And you know, it worked out for the universe because we got Black Mamba by aespa. I think if another group got that song, I don't know if it would be what it is. And I like
No,
the
I
song a
don't.
lot.
I think you could even say that for Next Level.
Yeah,
You could
because
maybe say
no one else would think. No one's as much of a genius as Karina and Winter, and they would not bring in the Russian pronunciation.
No one else would do that.
No one else would think of that.
But
Next level.
every time.
I love it so much.
I wasn't 100% on drama at first. But then I watched their performance at the Melon Music Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And that performance was so good. I said, hold on. Let me go back. I'm good on drama. But like not in I'm done
Okay.
with it, but like I really like drama.
You've arrived, is what you mean.
I've arrived. It's the kind of music that aespa's good at.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Gay people music?
Yeah, that's it, really.
Like I hate to break it to you, bestie, but I mean, no, it's like if you want to get more specific, though, I can't really think of a genre name because they've made other songs, especially like Better Things,
Right.
which don't really match. They're not all the same genre, is what I'm saying. But so all you can do is kind of describe them conceptually, which is that this is a 4-member group. As opposed to, 7, 9, 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. So then there has to be a lot of strength on each individual member. So like you are going for a diva, like a Lady Gaga, or a Madonna, who are all worshipped by gay people. So it's not that it's gay people music inherently, but the gays will support you because you're a diva.
Yes. That's it.
That's the connection. It's diva music, and they all need to individually behave like divas and portray as divas in the songs. Other groups can do it and have many times, like Red Velvet. They can be divas any day of the week that they feel like it, but it's not their core concept or necessarily like what you go to a Red Velvet for. Whereas aespa,
Right.
I need the divas on the stage.
And like surprisingly, aespa does deliver. They didn't at first, but they figured it out. I think this album is pretty good too. I think this is the album that has the song featuring Novice, quote unquote, right?
Haven't they had more than one Novice song?
No way.
No?
Well, can I Google Novice's discography, you think?
Oh yeah, let me see the Novice. But don't forget, it's the AE is like the Greek one.
Oh, yeah, I've already got that.
You already have the macro?
I've already got that. Okay. Novice, where have you? Oh, no.
Novice, I'm calling.
She's not picking up.
She's not picking up. Oh,
She's
jeez.
not picking up. Either way. Either way.
How did
Welcome.
Novice do?
I don't. I've gotta find the lyric breakdown.
Ah, okay.
Which part is her part? But Welcome to My World is a really good song. It's a little bit.
Oh, that's on this album.
That's
I don't
this
know why I
album.
thought that was a random single.
Because it released as one.
Oh, well, that would do it.
Yeah, let me like double check, but I do believe Welcome to My World is on the My World album or the World
Wow.
album. That would make sense. Um,
I was gonna say, I remember that being
embarrassing.
months ago.
Embarrassing. Okay, so I don't remember what I said 3 minutes ago, but if I said that I liked this album, that's not true. I like the My World album.
Oh my gosh.
That's on me. That's on me. Drama is fine. The rest, I did listen to the rest of this. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it was whatever on the rest of the album. I for the most part, just like Drama, and I didn't like it on the first listen. I think I was kind of in a bad mood, so I wasn't happy to be in the like black and white and red campy Electra world. But afterwards, I was like, no, I need to go back. I didn't give it a fair shake, you know, and now I like it, and I like to go Drama.
Drama with my girls in the back. Girls in the back.
Drama.
It's good. That's gay people music.
It's gay people music. It's club music. It's diva. It's hunty.
Do you want to talk about the next song that people say is gay people music, but I don't get on. I don't subscribe to it.
Sure, I closed my spreadsheet on accident, so I don't even know where we're going.
We're
This is so
going
fresh and
to.
exciting because I make the spreadsheet, and usually I remember, but I don't.
You don't. Well, I'll tell you where we're going. We're going to Stray Kids land.
Oh, I see what you mean now.
Do I subscribe? No. But I won't invalidate the stays like that. That's y'all's group.
Yeah, you know,
Uh
everybody does skinship, everybody does queer baiting, regardless of whether or not these idols are gay. It's queer baiting. That's what it is. It counts. It's to make money. But I won't invalidate the gay states for getting what they want.
no. So let's talk about Stray Kids. Rock slash la 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 la, four laws.
La 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 la.
La 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 la. That sounds nicer.
I just think it's funny.
But they put out Rockstar Star Deluxe Edition mini album.
Yeah, I
Do
think it's
you
just called Rockstar. Called Deluxe Edition of the thing because like technically it's a repackage or whatever. But like
a
a
repackage?
repackage is K-pop's version of Deluxe Edition.
But like I thought that. Do you not have to have songs from a previous album on the album for it to be a repackage?
Doesn't it have Biol?
No.
No. Why is it called Rockstar?
It's the Stray Kids. I don't know. I don't know. Because like it's like it's nitpicky, but like Deluxe Edition confused me. I guess it's called Rockstar. It's called Rockstar because I don't know where I was going with that.
I mean, just because it follows up, but calling it Rock-Star does make it sound like a Deluxe Edition.
Well, that's
Of
just the Stray.
Star.
That's just the kids having fun.
That's just the kids being kids.
That's just the kids being kids. But I I'm going to stick to my guns and say that I like every other Stray Kids album. I do not think I will ever like multiple Stray Kids albums like back to back. But every other album will really hit for me.
I do not like La 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 La.
Ooh, I can't get enough.
Oh.
I can't get enough, especially because like that beginning instrumentation is very similar to "I Don't Want to Know" by Cheon.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Again, it's that funk that I like. But overall, it's also just a noisy song that I like. There's the usual loud call and response.
Mm-hmm.
I think Changvin sounds good on this, which I don't often think. And the music video is my
An
kind of
80s
music video. It is. I like. Honestly, we can call it a Stray Kids video at this point. Just constant cuts. You can't focus on anything. Very expensive but nonsensical CGI.
I just mean the concept of the music video. And like the styling that's very 80s. And obviously there's overlap, everybody does like band uniforms and stuff. But it's like it's like halfway between Stray Kids and 80s. It's kind of weird.
It is. And like for me, like this is such a nothing detail, but like for me, if I see any sort of pirate shit, I'm going to think 80s. They did a really good job.
Yeah. The branding.
Really, they did a good job with that. Those Korean pirates.
Korean future, but also past pirates.
But I like la 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 la. I always forget la. Do you think it was noticeable?
It would have been better if you just kept going and didn't say anything.
I like it. I like the B-sides on this a lot. Surprisingly, I even like their slow song, Leave. I don't know.
Sometimes but there's one important question left.
Okay.
As the premier ABO researcher.
Yes.
How do you feel about Megaverse? Which is not about Omegaverse.
No, it's about...
We know what happened. And now they're talking about Alpha and Omegas on fucking variety shows all the time. So it needs to be addressed.
It's the Stray Kids hot Megaverse. Firstly. I like Megaverse, not as much. If you had talked to me maybe 2 years ago, I would have said, throw every Stray Kids member in ABO jail because I'm sick of it. I don't understand why we are so stuck on the apostrophe verse. But now I think
the
maybe
apostrophe
I'm okay.
verse?
Yeah, like just apostrophe verse.
Like they have all the verses, or did you mean the ABO thing?
ABO, but like it's not ABO because it's the hot Megaverse.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's just
because it's like multiverse, but it's like better because they're Stray Kids. I will say I hate this music video because it's just ripping off everything everywhere all at once for like the entire runtime.
Which didn't know they had.
But
I didn't know they had a video. I should have assumed they put out music videos for like 6 songs
all the time. Yeah, and this was like the second title.
Oh, that's right, and it has, I think, tableaus at the end, and he just writes his name down. Yeah, okay, I remember that. Yeah, this isn't my kind of video. Like I said, La 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 has my kind of video because I like that constant stimulus. But I'm okay. I guess as the premier ABO connoisseur,
I said researcher. I thought connoisseur was too much to call another person.
It feels a little too much. Dr. Danny, ABO PhD. I fine, whatever. Y'all want to be alpha wolves? Fine, whatever. The collective height of the group is like 5'4". Fine,
I was gonna say we
whatever.
Can address the elephant in the room, which is that I think the reason they're so obsessed with the idea of being alphas is because they all have short man syndrome.
They're all very short, and I don't. I think they just.
Ian. I don't think he does.
No, he looks relatively tall compared to the rest.
He's chilling.
One thing, can I say something? And I have a feeling you may join me with this. Right. I've always disliked Bangchan. I hate that he's always in a cropped vest. He has a weird fucking vibe. Those lives that he did before JYP shut them down were very fucking strange to me. And I personally don't always love the way he sings.
I think that's the thing I like about him consistently is that I do quite like his voice.
I don't like his high notes. This music video,
okay.
however, I may be a bad K-pop stan for this, but it really made me dislike Hyunjin.
Really, the music video? Wait, is this
or I guess the choreography
or Megaverse?
La 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 La, the choreography, I guess.
Okay.
I don't like that he's been in the same haircut for like a year. But that's not his fault.
That loops around to you being a good K-pop fan. But if there's one thing to hate about Stray Kids, it is the hair. Especially
it's the hair.
Like, I mean, for the longest time, we were like, Bangchan always looks. He always has a really weird haircut because they don't know what to do with his nose. Just because he has like a slightly larger than average Caucasian looking nose, and they're like, put him in weird hair, quick.
Yeah. The part that
Felix's hair always looks crazy.
It's always going to look crazy. They've had him blonde for so long too. Like, I know that hair is doing strange things.
He has five strands left.
He's working with them. He's working with them.
He is working with them. He knows how to whip them around sometimes. But sometimes even when they manage to make it look nice, despite the fact it must be completely dead, they put him in the weirdest shit.
Yes, I think that's because he's pretty. So they're like, "Ooh, we can do whatever." But you can't.
Jail those Stray Kids size. You can do whatever, but you shouldn't.
But looping back around, the bad K-pop stan, I hate Hyunjin's showmanship. I really hate it. Watching him in this video.
He's been on top for too long.
Yeah. That's it. Throw him in the pile with Yeonjun and San.
I was literally just going to say that. Like, you have been the sexy it boy who's like one of the most popular in your group, center dancer for too long, and someone needs to get you. Someone needs to humble you.
Someone needs to humble you quick. Because,
and you should hope it's a friend of yours who'll do it behind closed doors.
The talent is there, but that's the problem.
But that's the problem. I know. And it's also, I think as K-pop fans, we just are kind of spoiled in terms of variety because... an artist who's not an idol, they don't come back even half as much as a K-pop idol does. So they switch up their sound, they switch up their style a lot more often. And people like Yeonjun-san and Hyunjin have just had the same style.
Really quick, for the splittest of seconds, I thought you were calling Yeonjun with like Japanese honorifics for a second because you said Yeonjun and San so quickly. I said, no, because what kind of bit is she doing right now?
If Yeonjun-san can just teach San-chan how to dance good, I don't know where that sentence is going. That's the extent of my otaku knowledge. It's all gone now.
But yeah, as you were saying.
They've been so strong and they stick so well to like certain styles that also happen to be very popular. What we talk about a lot with survival shows is that like very sexy-ish showmanship for dancing, and especially for men, because nobody cares about female groups a lot of the time. It's very sad. Like they're always going to be on top, no matter what else is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just kind of stay in the same thing. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, but they're a duality. They could do here's Hyunjin looking cute in a fan sign." I don't give a shit about what they do in fan signs.
No.
Or what they do in between songs on stage. I care about the officially presented content.
Yes.
And I want something new.
Yeah.
I'm sick of these facial expressions. Get some new ones.
I'm sick of the facial expressions. I get it. You can hit those moves hard. Give me something else.
And you know what I also get? I get that you're trying to be sexy, but that little piece of skin between the bottom of your mouth and the tongue is too thick, and so you can't stick your tongue out far enough. So stop trying to lick your lips when you look at the camera. It looks weird.
It looks weird. It's not sexy.
It's not. That's the thing. It's not sexy.
It's sexy in the way that like B2K was sexy, and that's not sexy.
It's sexy in the sense of like, that licking your lips is supposed to be a sexy move, so your like lizard brain goes, "Oh, sexy," but it's not actually sexy.
It's not sexy. That's my only thing. I've reached my threshold.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Do you have anything to add?
Not really. Lino looking pretty sexy in these videos. Good for him.
I'm glad that Lino gets parts now.
I know.
It only took like however many years after that one member left for him to finally get parts.
Yeah, they gave him like a handful of Woojin's old parts because, you know, there's other members of Stray Kids who can sing, including Sungmin, obviously, but the other singing parts were already Sungmin's.
Yep.
So like, oh, Lino, you can have a few of these, but Ayan, you can sing. Han, you can sing. And so he only got a couple, and now he seems like he's more or less gets a lead vocalist amount of lines.
Yes. You love to see it.
He's looking good. Good for him.
He's looking good.
Success story.
One of the plainest looking members of Stray Kids, to the point where he tends to look the best, I think, in music videos.
Oh, Lino? Yeah. I'd say so. He's never got something wild going on. He doesn't have like an intense facial structure. He's just a handsome guy.
He's just very like conventionally handsome. Mm-hmm. And so they don't do anything with him, and it works.
And that's exactly where you want to be.
Yep. Do you want to talk about Red Velvet Chill Kill from What a Chill Kill, the album?
Is it called What a Chill Kill? I thought it was just called Chill Kill.
Maybe it is just Chill Kill. Why did I say...
I like What a Chill Kill.
My notes have What a Chill Kill, but
okay.
I won't
That's what it is
lie.
to me now.
Sometimes I do write my notes and I think in my head, let me make sure I double check this before...
And then you don't.
We record, and then I don't. It's just Chill Kill.
Woo! Ooh, we have fun here.
We have fun. Just an hour ago, I said I'm very prepared. I'm very ready.
No, to be fair, you did not say you were prepared. You said that you were ready and that you were on, which you have been. Did you have the facts straight? No. Nicotine 127. Check the facts. Go check that. And you did. And you were wrong.
And I was wrong.
And that's okay. Because, again, in case it hasn't been clear to anyone, we are here to have fun. This is not a serious TMZ / K-pop junkie on YouTube. Shout out to K-pop junkie on YouTube. Very good at getting the news. But that's not who we are.
Very specifically, we started this, we said, no news.
Yeah, that's true. We unless it's very much something that we want to talk about or very breaking, like we talked about Luna and everything. Mm-hmm. Other than that, we're just here for comebacks and a fuck around.
That's it.
Red Velvet. Really, it is just for sorry to cut you off. Just
no,
it's for us to enable each other. That's literally this isn't to make money. This isn't for sponsorships. This isn't to be podcast famous. It's just because we like it.
Yeah. This is the definition of a passion project where we said, what if we did this? Wouldn't that be so fun?
Self-indulgent, yeah.
And then we said, we could.
We could. We have microphones. We have internet connections.
And here we are, 11 months later.
I know. It's been more than a year.
Yeah.
It's been more than 2 years.
I've never been so consistent with a podcast.
That's true, actually. Well, the first year, I think we did 2.5 episodes. This year, we're on track monthly.
We've more than quadrupled our number of episodes.
Wow.
Congrats to us.
Congrats to us. But anyways, sorry to get on a tangent. Red Velvet?
Red Velvet? I don't think Red Velvet can make a bad song personally. I don't know how anybody else feels, but that's just my opinion.
It's just a wee bit much for me, this one.
I thought it would be. I don't have your music taste all the way down.
No, it doesn't help that most of my music taste has nothing to do with K-pop, contrary to popular belief. I listen to K-pop a lot, and obviously we do this podcast, but the amount of music I listen to that isn't K-pop is probably triple my K-pop intake, so that probably makes it more confusing.
But I didn't think this would be a Lotus song.
Yeah, I mean, most of it I like, and then, of course, I love Red Velvet do not care what time of year it is, what the concept is. They will do spooky for no reason. And
Yes.
I love it. They always do it to a very high level. They make so much fucking money for SM that they're actually willing to put significant cinematographical, that's not a word.
That's it.
I was trying to make it an adjective. I don't think you can do that.
Cinematographical efforts. Cinematographical efforts.
Their topographical efforts did not go unnoticed by me for the music video. And again, this is the thing where I like most of the song because it takes like a minute to get to the chorus, but then all the instruments kick in at once and it's just too much for my ears. I often think about how Psycho, one of my favorite K-pop songs, period, probably my favorite Red Velvet song. There's two different versions of it. There's the studio version and the version that's on music services. And then there's the version that plays in the music video. And the version in the music video has an extra synthesizer track during the chorus. And the reason that synthesizer track is only in the music video is because the production team thought that it was too much for the regular release. And it's one synthesizer track, to be clear. And I prefer the music video version of that. This has like 7 synths over the chorus all at once. And it's too much for me. It's too much.
I like it a lot. I really like the way that Red Velvet tends to build up to their choruses.
That's true.
I think it's beautifully done. I think the song is fun. It's cute. But also a little not, especially with the music video. But also just like the song in general. It has its moments that are a little spooky siren, which I don't think anybody will ever do as well as Red Velvet. Just sounding like creepy little sirens.
Oh yeah. Damn, shade on NMIX, huh?
Well, because, NMIX isn't like creepy spooky siren. It's like a siren, you're like, yeah, I got that. That's a siren. I gotta back away.
For Red Velvet, wish they would do spooky.
I think it would be very good.
Because not to get too off topic, I'll come back real quick. But NMIX, the mix, I forget what they call it, but the NMIX sound is so fucking buck wild that I would love if they did something scary.
And this is going to sound rude, but I promise I don't mean it rudely. Okay. Lily specifically has such a creepy voice sometimes.
Oh, no, I hear you. She has a beautiful voice. I love her singing voice. She can hit those high notes like no one's business. But sometimes she does have like an intonation that sounds kind of creepy. And I think if she wanted to, especially, she has big eyes. She could do like a creepy doll thing so well.
So well. And I get it. That's not the NMIX sound right now.
But it could be.
It could be. And it could be good. But Red Velvet, I like it. I like the album. Okay enough.
I think they have pretty solid B-sides on this one.
Yeah, it's a mix of songs I really like and songs that I just really could never hear them again and I'd be okay. But mostly because something about them feels a little corny to me.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That's really just it. It gets a little corny. Have you seen the albums for this comeback?
I have not.
Or the concept images?
No, I don't think so. Oh, gosh.
Okay. There's one very good album that is gorgeous, gorgeous, chef's kiss. And then one that is them in gowns with like paladin shields and arrows and things.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't usually... Red Velvet is, I think, pretty well known for having good album packaging, especially for the past few years or so. So it just didn't occur to me to look it up for whatever reason. Mostly because I didn't like the title, probably.
Absolutely.
I just figured, I'll hear about it if it's anything. And I guess I'm hearing about it right now.
You're hearing about it now. And another thing is that Red Velvet, if I'm remembering correctly, tends to only have one album, one concept, but 2 albums. So you'll just get different covers, but the insides will be the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do that a lot. But this time they gave you two
Oh,
separate concepts.
I see the swords in this. Oh, the shield looks really bad. The sword is fine. The shield is really bad.
The shield is really bad.
It looks like styrofoam, like a a super cheap like first time cosplay shield.
Yeah, and like I think the outfits are a little lacking, but that first concept, whatever that album is called, where they look like just haunted doll sisters, and they're posing with like fruits and flowers and bugs, and they had real moths and butterflies apparently, or at the very least cool. A real moth. Very cool, very beautiful.
And all the like font and typography work is so nice.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, that other one is really strange.
It's not good. It's almost there. It's almost there, but I think it's kind of it's kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly. And like Red Velvet did the whole bag thing, but they have one bag that is like the cheapest looking shiny silver. And then like a red velvet bag, which is nice, but still doesn't look as good.
Yeah, the thing is, Red Velvet, great name, great cake. Not a great fabric, IMO.
I like velvet conceptually. And then like
what a thing to say.
Conceptually, I love velvet. It's like, oh, that's the sexiest fabric you could never have, but that's propaganda, because then you see velvet and you go, I don't know about this.
Right. What you wanted was silk, and what you got was a weird squidgy, like soft but not. It's almost like fiberglass. Like it feels like it's gonna puncture your skin at any moment, even though it's soft.
Ugh.
Ugh.
So yeah, albums almost perfect. I definitely want one of them, but the song, love it. Red Velvet, I'll die for them.
You know, that's fair. And I don't think that is even a remotely contentious or unpopularly held idea. Exactly like that. I'd die for Red Velvet. I've heard that a few times.
Red Velvet. And like, Red Velvet is good because I don't know if you know about this, but like, I don't know, however many years back, Red Velvet had like one of their first major scandals, and it's that Irene was an absolute bitch to a stylist backstage.
I recall this.
And you know who cared? Nobody.
Not a single fucking one.
I'm not saying you should be mean to people who work for you.
No.
But you get my point.
That was even without like the wild stan defense kind of thing. It was just that no one cared.
It was just no one cared. Red Velvet sang and the world forgave.
After 3 days in the cave, they reemerged.
Beautiful sirens, and we were better for it. Let me check my notes really quick. Let's see, who do we have next?
Who could it be?
Let me see. Oh, I've got it. Modus. If it jumps like a wolf. If it growls like a wolf. It must be Anti. Because they're still fucking wolves.
Fuck
ooh,
yeah.
That sounded weird. I've got to stop checking myself and just let myself
I was going to say
speak.
the intonation was totally fine. I didn't even...
I've got to stop checking myself.
You've got to. That's just the risk you have to run, is that it's either going to be normal and you're the only person who thought about it, or I'm going to come for you. And there's no safe in between.
And I never have to worry about you not coming for me. I know it's going to happen if you pick it up.
Exactly. I mean, if I don't pick it up, then you know that it wasn't nothing. It was just you being paranoid.
Antine came back with Warcry, and also I do believe their first album, First Howling, now,
all caps.
but it's in full album in the sense that there are like maybe 4 to 5 new songs, and then all of their other songs. So it's a little bit of a cop out, but that's okay.
It's a cop out, but it makes it very convenient to just purchase one album, which I
won't say I hate it, but To Lotus, I'm going to apologize because I'm going to be repetitive because every time this song has come up and we have been on the phone, I have said this. So, like, I'm sorry, but no one else has heard me say this. The first few verses of this song, I don't care what anybody says, have the same cadence as one of my favorite songs, Wolf by EXO.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's incredible.
And I'm also a Wolf truther. A lot of people don't like Wolf. They only like Growl. I love Wolf.
I love Wolf. Growl could not exist. It doesn't matter to me. I love Wolf. And like, their little, like, it's so similar. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's intentional or not. And Team, they're wolves, so maybe they just picked up on that vibe.
Yeah, they just felt it in their blood.
They just felt it. Like nobody behind the scenes was like, "Oh, this song is really good," and like it'd be fun to. No, they gave Team a song. They had no backing vocals to support them. They said, "Here are the lyrics. You sing it how you want to sing it."
And they just felt it.
And they just felt it because they're werewolves.
That first stole he comes out with in the beginning of the Mama performance, he just had that. The company didn't provide it.
He already had it. I think he wears it in the music video too, and has
he does.
Yeah, and then has just a necklace with a wolf fang and a wolf on it.
So unnecessary. But again, we've been very disappointed by Enhypen sometimes not being vampires for no discernible reason. Or maybe it's like there's one secret Easter egg that they're a vampire in the music video, but there's no other vampire shit. Fuck that. Team is always, knock on wood, I fucking hope, always going to be werewolves in a title. If they want to do a cute little B-side, they can.
But that title?
That title better be wolfin'.
And like the thing is, it's not subtle. The lyrics are always very wolf-like. The dance is always very wolf-like, and they will always have glowing eyes in the music video.
Yes. Sometimes there's a howl, full on.
There's a few growls in this one for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's a good song.
You like it?
I like it, yeah.
I'm glad. I like it too. Not to call anybody out.
Not to call anyone out, like perhaps the editor of this podcast.
It was really bumming me out when she said she didn't like it.
I think for me, I'd heard it once, but like in the background of something else, and I was like, whatever. But then y'all were watching the Mama performances, and so I saw the live version. I was like, oh, this kicks ass.
It kicks ass. The guitar in it is so good, especially towards the end where they just unleash everything.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not wild about like the triple rap verse in the beginning where ratata is rhymed with ratata like 5 times in a row. I'm not really jazzed about that personally, but then it cuts into the pre-chorus, and then you have, I think it's Hado who's like da 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 walk cry, and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I think the first opening it's a little it's a little janky, but I really like it. I really like it, but it's a little not their strengths.
it's maybe not the strength of rapping, more entirely lyricism.
Yes. But overall, great song. As always, the choreography for this is so fun. I'm always amazed at how fast and smooth they can move.
Oh yeah, like I don't know if this is a controversial opinion or anything, but I think in terms of like displaying all the speed and the like ferocity, energy, emotion while also being in sync, I think they're better than 17.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It just feels so sacrilegious, the kings of synchronization. But especially, you know me, I get bored. I watch Firework Dance Practice VIXX version. And especially like when they do, especially when you see the members who are not wearing black pants so you can see their legs better, you're like, oh my god, they're so in sync and they're going so fast. It and so snappy. It's really incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say they're better than 17. 17 is in sync, and their choreography is difficult, but it's difficult because it's strange, and they have to constantly move to change positions.
Mm-hmm.
Anteam is just, it's good. It's not strange. It's very, very conceptual, very fast, and my God, I cannot imagine how long they have to practice.
Jeez. I mean, that's the thing that I often wonder about with people who are professional dancers like this. And especially as dance becomes more and more central and more emphasized for idols. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was always under the impression that like Japanese idols are very well known for being really talented dancers, like specifically. And so I just wonder, I wonder how long it actually takes them to learn stuff. Cause, we've heard from other idols, like I remember the 8 saying, oh, the fastest I ever learned choreography was in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure only learning it in a day, there had to have been stuff wrong with the performance.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, well, maybe there wasn't. I don't know. He is a professional dancer.
Yeah, I don't know. And Anteam is under Hybe. One of the few groups that's directly under Hybe, I believe. And that was supposed to be a really big thing with TXT as well. And I guess in Hype, but I'm not sure. But just very good choreography, always in sync. TXT kind of was that at the time.
Yeah, but also it's no matter how in sync you are, if you only have 5 people, it doesn't leave a big impact visually.
That's the thing, because Anteam is a pretty big group. It's a bigger group than I always just think in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just very impressed.
Yeah, we're Anteam fans. I don't remember what their fans are called. We're wolves. We're the pack.
Loons.
Oh, that's right. Whatever.
Right?
We're the pack.
The moon. No, we're the pack.
Oh. What was that?
I don't know, girl. I just wasn't feeling it that moment.
Oh, you were sighing.
That was a sigh.
I thought that was your noise. No. I did a little howl and you did like a bull snorting.
No, it was just a strange non-committal sigh.
I hear you. Okay. Well.
Oh. Now I know why I wasn't feeling it. The Boyz is next. The Boyz are next.
Yeah, I guess we do have to say... No, you can say either are or is.
You can. It's just natural English grammar just doesn't... Mm-hmm. The Boyz
doesn't
is...
it.
Right.
Oh, wait, we didn't talk about the other title at all, Dropkick.
Oh, that's right.
Their little American football song, which I always hate an American football concept. Shoulder pads look dumb.
Yeah, they do. I like that their jerseys had their names on them.
Yeah, and I like that it said "and team" with "and" is a word. I don't know why, but that charmed me for some reason. I was like, "Oh, that's fun."
This is like a cute little song, which Anteam's title tracks and B-sides often tend to be very different. Their B-sides tend to be rather cute, whereas on the title tracks they're wolves.
Yeah, there's that other song they have, Alien, which is very cutesy. It's a B-side off of this album. But yeah, Dropkick is fun. I think it's just an excuse to perform in an outfit that they wanted to perform in. It's an excuse to have a second album with a different concept.
Yep.
But, it's catchy. It's fun.
It's catchy. It's good. Anteam's still doing it.
Anteam's still doing it.
So the Boyz are putting out a 3-part album. Fantasy.
Yes.
3-part album. We talked about the first one. Fantasy Part 1, whatever the fuck it was called. Let me give the Boyz the same amount of detail that I give everybody. Christmas in August.
Fantasy with a PH, Part 1, Christmas in August.
Oh yeah, just click. That's not how you spell fantasy, is it?
Well, that's part of the fantasy.
That's the fantasy.
Is that you can spell fantasy with a PH.
So yeah, Christmas in August was part 1. Part 2 is Sixth Sense. Is Christmas in August the name of a movie or show at all?
I mean, it could be. That sounds like something. But I thought it was more of a practice.
So
Of
the
like,
thing
let's have a
is,
second Christmas. That's fun.
the reason I ask is because Sixth Sense is the name of a movie. Um, and I can back it up. When the boys were on Kingdom, everything they did was a reference to a very popular movie or TV show.
Okay, so I've gone to duckduckgo.com and typed in Christmas in August. And the first result is Christmas in August is a 1998 South Korean romance drama film. It was director Heo Jin-ho's debut and stars Han Suk-kyu and Shim Eun-ha. Or Euna, I guess is maybe how I should say it. I don't know how popular it is, but it showed up right away.
All right, I'll leave it alone. But that's all I'm saying.
It could be. They keep with their theme.
But, I think I may be over the boys.
You have not been feeling them for a while.
No, I haven't. And, like, Watch It, which is the single. Sorry, I don't think I said that. Watch It isn't even their worst song as of late.
No. But
it's boring to me.
It's a little boring. I like it more than their Big Time Rush Slay kind of like concept. I think we've said many times before, they can do a slightly more mature, like sexy, cool concept very well, but the actual sound is relatively boring. I do like it, but I don't love it.
Yeah. And like somehow, and I think all of the album, what I said during WayV about how all the songs sound different, I think almost every song on this album sounds the same. They all have that, it's all like sultry, vibey music, but not as good as the boys can do it because they've done sultry, vibey music so well before, both in singles and B-sides.
Yeah, the B-sides also sound fine, but they are too samey.
Yeah, and somehow, for me, the boys putting out a boring album is so much worse than them putting out a bad album.
I think that that's pretty fair because at this point, you know that they can do a lot better and they can do a lot worse, but in a fun way.
At the very least, in a fun way.
Yeah, you know, it's just fine. I think it does hurt as well that we've had a fair amount of other sexy, cool concepts. You know, it's always popular to do, but especially once you get into the fall and winter, a lot of groups go to their sexy, cool era. And it's not a favorable comparison.
No, I don't think so. You know, the only good thing I can say is that Sunwoo looks pretty good in almost all the performances, but he's also like very lanky. And so you can put him in like really interesting, slinky little outfits and he'll look great.
Yeah, he has this little sexy little part, good killing part.
It's all I ever hear. It's all I ever hear from this song. But, yeah. I don't... Sorry. Maybe fine. Part three will really...
But we're starting to lose faith.
We're losing faith. Boys, I'm losing faith.
Dobby, I'm losing faith.
Dobby, talk to the boys. Get on those Weverse lives and ask them, hey, what's going on?
Dobby, sit them down.
Have a convo. And then maybe we'll get a good album for part 3.
We gotta hope.
So, this next group was already highlighted on the doc, which was a surprise to me because I didn't think you would highlight this at all.
Oh, I highlighted it for you.
Okay. Well.
Because you talked about it earlier on a phone call.
Well, yeah. So, the song we're talking about is VIXX, and they came back with Amnesia after who knows how many fucking years. Yeah. VIXX has to be... Ooh, are they a second gen group? They have to be, right?
I think they are.
Yeah, 2012? Maybe right at the end of second gen.
I was going to say, if they're third gen, they have to barely be third gen.
They're barely making it in. But VIXX, love VIXX.
Yeah, made a lot of good fucking music.
Was really shaking the table with their concepts back in the day. Genuinely. Voodoo Doll was good. I love how their music videos often had a warning on them.
Yeah. A little
Like
edgy.
a little edgy, a little dark, a little scary. And so with their comeback as old men, I was really curious to see if they would keep that up. Because I think it's a harder concept to do when you're older. But also it's a harder concept to do when it's 2023 as opposed to 2013.
Yeah, and just in general, it is a lot about doing a scary concept is more difficult. And it kind of pigeonholes you a bit.
Yes. And so they didn't do that this time. It's still a little strange and like it still feels like a VIXX music video. I do really like this song. In general, I love when second gen boy groups are just rocked by scandals and people deciding they want stable jobs, and you were left with only the singers who say, no, but I want to sing.
And I respect that so much, because we've said before, if any of us could sing, it would be a problem.
It would be a problem. It's that simple. So VIXX, 2 members have left with scandal. One tried to scam his way out of that mandatory military service, and the other one got drunk on a Twitch live and said some shit. Typical 30-year-old man behavior. So VIXX only has 4 members as opposed to the previous 6, but the 4th member, who is not in this comeback, is focusing on acting. Like I said, job with a little bit of stability, at least for a while.
Compared to singing, acting, and that's sad, ain't it?
A little bit of stability for a while. So you're only left with the singers, really. Hyuk, is the youngest in the group. I guess he's a singer, but it's really about Leo and Ken, who are these singers. I like this song. There's not much to it, but because they're beautiful singers, I think it really pulls through for me.
They look good, and they do the K-pop classic. Taking an English word, pronouncing it Korean. Amnesia.
Amnesia. Make the word work for you.
Exactly.
And
what is the
beat
language
you have created?
Exactly.
I don't care. When I first heard the highlight medley and I heard the Amnesia, I said, wow, this is music.
This is music.
But that's all I have to say about it. Like I said, it's not a very like major comeback, but I think with how disappointing Infinite and Teen Top's comebacks were,
yeah,
this one stuck out as just like an amazing comeback.
Right. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, and that unfortunately/fortunately exceeded expectations.
Yes. And sometimes that's all it takes. So that's it for me, for VIXX.
Yeah, that's it for me. It was only on here because I knew you'd want to talk about it. I have no thoughts in particular. It's a good song. They look good.
They look really good. I also like their makeup and how they weren't afraid to be a little weird with the makeup.
Oh, yeah.
To wrap up November, let's talk about Dreamcatcher.
Let's talk about Dreamcatcher.
Lotus, I'll let you.
Are you scared?
No, I'll just let you talk.
I mean, I think you and I have the same opinion. We haven't talked about it specifically, but for me, this is Dreamcatcher's first, like, kind of flop. There's nothing offensive about the comeback, but I was very excited when the title of the album, or EP rather, was revealed, Villains.
Yes.
In no small part because I really like the Pixie song Villain, and it has, like, a dark, dancey, fun concept. And yeah, you know, Dreamcatcher obviously does dark concepts very, very well. They did dark concepts for years and years and years after they rebranded from Minx. And did it win them awards? No, but they made great music. And then, you know, we moved on to this new era, which is a little bit poppier. Maison, a little bit poppier. Bon Voyage, a lot poppier. And then we get to OOTD, which is really weird because it's a slightly more girl crushy song, but it doesn't have any of the Dreamcatcher mainstays. Like, I don't think there are guitars in this song, really, which is just feels like a weird thing to say for a Dreamcatcher song.
Yeah, like it's in there, but it's not as good.
Well, they're not very noticeable to begin with.
No.
It sounds like someone else's song completely. Like it totally lost the Dreamcatcher identity for me. And it's very low key as well. Like there's no big vocal parts. There is a rap part, but it's not the normal Dami kind of like song changing. Like usually Dami's rap comes in and the song totally shifts around her verse, and then sometimes we'll stay in its kind of new state. Other times it'll switch back. In this one, it just kind of comes and goes. I don't know. It's really kind of a nothing song for me.
It's a nothing song. I'll even extend that to the album, because when I listened to to OOTD, I didn't really like it at all. I said, this doesn't make sense. Let me listen to the album, find the really good B-side. But I think even the B-sides are just okay for Dreamcatcher. Like it's not bad. And I
it's
just don't
not
like
up to the standard or the brand even that we kind of expect from them. Like this feels more not just the title, not just the way it sounds, and not just the concept, just everything. This seems more like a G-Idol song than a Dreamcatcher song.
Even
and of course,
the
they do have that overlap, but there's not a lot of there's not enough overlap to where I'm like, oh yeah, this still sounds like Dreamcatcher. It doesn't at all.
No, it doesn't. The album, the only thing that like saves for me the album in its entirety from being just outright bad is the fact that Dreamcatcher's talented enough to avoid like horrible songs.
Yeah, for sure. It's mid, which for Dreamcatcher is disappointing. For
Dreamcatcher, it's really disappointing to have a mid album.
Gosh, what a terrible curse to have. Oh, I've done too well for too long, and now when I make something that's just okay, it's like trash.
There's just no saving it. Standards are too high.
It's a shame because there's very good vocal performances on it. I mean, fuck it, of course there's Xion and Suwa and Yuhyun in this group. Of course there's good vocal performances. Yeah, I hope that they come out with like a rock version or something. That would save it for me, honestly. That would be fun.
I think so. Because again, like, it's just what we want from Dreamcatcher. And I know Dreamcatcher used to make a little more often. They would make just kind of generic electro club music. But even that was years ago.
Yeah, but also even that, they would make a lot more hard style than what this is.
Yeah.
This is just a lot of individuality.
This is just a general girl group comeback. Which
for sure. It sounds more like a B-side.
It sounds like a B-side.
Yeah.
But it's not. So, you know.
Better luck next time, girls.
Dreamcatcher had a lot of hits this year.
That's true. They've had a lot of hits, period. Did they get awards for any of them? No, just Maison.
No. They didn't get awards, but they've had their hits, so, you know, end the year out a little more casual, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing, too, is it feels almost like this is trying to be a little bit more commercial or maybe a little bit more successful. Maybe that's just me being cynical, but I can't think of another explanation for why they would have such a drastic switch.
I agree. And it's okay. It's okay.
Fine. I still listen to it sometimes. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't listen to it too much, but I'm not opposed to buying the album, though.
Oh, I hear you.
I don't like any song on the album, which usually means I don't buy it, because despite how many albums I own, I do have to like the album and the concept.
Yeah, you like a lot of music.
You know, I like a lot of music. I'm not super picky, unless I'm being just difficult. So, like, I do kind of want to buy this album. There was one concept specifically or a couple concepts I thought were really good that kind of go into the villains thing a little bit, but, you know.
We'll see.
We'll see. But that was November. A little bit of a full month for us in the sense that we talked about 10 whole songs.
Wow. The thing is not just 10 whole songs, because also more than one of these was a full album. And even the EPs, several of them were like longer EPs, getting more into the 6 to 8 range as opposed to like 3 or 4.
Yep. So it was a good month. December most likely will not be, because that's when K-pop groups release their Christmas songs.
Well, that's why we technically don't count it. This is the last regular episode of the year. Next up, either right before the end of the year or right after in early January, we will be joined by Azalea, our editor, yay, to do our top 25 songs of the year. And then after that, when we return to our regular monthly stuff, December and January get combined because that is the K-pop release dead zone, where not only are there fewer releases, also a lot of them are just kind of boring radio Christmas songs that we don't necessarily have a lot to think about. So, you know, those months get combined. It's just the nature of the season.
Yep. So that's been a year of K-pop. Did we do a November 2022 episode? We had to have, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been a year of K-pop. Wow.
Wow. We did it. I can't believe we did it.
I can't believe we did it.
Y'all are witnessing two of the most inconsistent, interest-based women on the planet complete a year of podcasting straight.
Because, well, I think we're both very meticulous about the things we want to do and the plans we want to make. The consistency. Sometimes it's lacking, but we've done it.
It helps that we're here to keep each other accountable. I can't even say motivate each other, because there's times where it's like, no, we got to do it. We got to do it for both of us.
It's accountability.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've had fun. I have a lot of songs that I like this year.
You do. I've been kind of struggling, but that's okay.
I know. I'm very excited to see what happens.
I don't know how this thing is going to take shape.
You know, because like last year, all three of us were like, there's no music this year.
I know. And then the year before that, it was like, I feel like I went in knowing like my top 15 right off the bat. This time, I don't know.
We'll see. I'm excited. But that's for next month. For this month, we're done. How do I...
You say episodes? Where we are? Where you can find us on the internet?
Yeah. I think this may be new, actually.
It is.
You cannot find me at Coronadus anymore. She's killed dead. Her. Instead, you can find me at Danny Lavangela. Everywhere you could find me before. Shockingly, no one had that name, so I took it everywhere I could. So that's where you can find me. I am mostly on Twitch and YouTube at the moment. Lotus?
I just want to say real quick, that's DANILAVANDULA, just for anyone who doesn't know how to spell lavandula, because I don't know how common of a term it is. It's a Latin thing, I guess. So,
you should be able to spell it.
Okay.
It's scientific. You'll grab it.
And we are scientists here, if nothing else, and we don't need a license.
No. Who cares about the licensing process? Why would we need that?
Anyways, I'm Lotus. You can find me at Lotus Loves Lotus just about everywhere. You'll mostly be finding me on twitch.tv, YouTube, and co-host. On co-host, you can also find me at Just Lotus. That is my personal account. And Lotus Loves Lotus is for all my streaming and writing and other work announcements.
That's it.
And I think we're good.
We're good. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.